Hello viewers, welcome to English for my world. In this session, we are going to study intonation. By the word intonation, I mean to say modulation of voice. Falling tune, rising tune. Falling, rising, rising, falling tunes. Imagine if I am talking to you without change in my voice, without a change in the variation of my pitch or tone, how would you feel? You feel so bored. It is same tone and same pitch of voice that will be carried throughout. To make the speech interesting and to make the speech expressive, communicative, interactive, the speaker or the user of language needs to modulate his voice or rise his voice according to the situation, and the tune has to come down according to the situation. So this rise and fall in tune of voice is intonation or modulation of voice. Remember, this is something very, very important for spoken communication. It denotes or it reflects the feelings that are expressed, the kind of language that is used, the mood of the speaker is conveyed or expressed through intonation. Different situations take different tunes of voice or different pitches of voice. If this is all about the meaning of intonation, which is very essential for communication, let us look at the types of intonation or the kinds of intonation. We have 4 types of intonation. One is falling tune, another one rising tune, third one falling and rising, which is in the form of the shape of a letter V, alphabet V. And the last type of intonation is rising, falling. Rising, falling. The inverted V is the symbol for this rising, falling. We also use neutral tone at times, depending on the context, situation, and reference. To begin with, let me start with the falling tunes. Where do we use this falling tune in spoken communication? The first one is general statements. I am at home. I am at home. The tune in the word home is falling at the end of the sentence or at the end of the statement, which is a general one. I am in the garden. Well, it is falling. I am in the bank now. I am in the bank. So, in the case of general statements, we use the falling tune. Similarly, we use intonation in a falling tune in the case of all open-ended questions. By the word open-ended questions, I mean to say all the questions that start with WH. When did you come? Where did you go? How did you come? Why did you come? Who is your teacher? Whom did you speak to? What is your name? Where did you buy this? So, in the case of all these WH questions, who, what, where, why, when, how, we use the falling tune. Remember and use it accordingly. Now, coming to the third one, that is all commands. In the case of commands, come in, sit down, stand up, speak up. explain, instruct. In all these commands, the tune is falling. It is not rising because it is a command. Okay. And in the case of all question tags, we use a falling tune. He is an intelligent guy. Isn't he? Question mark, ending with a question mark. All question tags. She is a great teacher. Isn't she? Question mark, ending with a question mark. We know that if the statement is positive, the question tag is negative, and if the statement is negative, the question tag is positive. She is not coming tomorrow. Is she? Now, in all these question tags, we use falling tune. I am now gradually taking you to the next tune, that is rising tune. When it comes to rising tune, we use this tune in the case of incomplete statements. And the statements are, it is 7 o'clock, and the rest of the sentence is not mentioned. Within brackets it is said that he did not wake up yet. He did not get up yet. It is 7 o'clock. You see, the tune is rising. The meaning conveyed here is, the intention conveyed here is, he may miss the bus. It is 7 o'clock. Anxiety, worry, uneasiness. So somebody should wake him up so that he would not miss his bus. Another example of these incomplete statements. You will pass the exam, within brackets, if you work hard. That means there is definitely a hope, there is definitely an opportunity for you to pass the exam or to get through the exam, provided you work hard, provided you study well. You will pass. It is 7 o'clock. Incomplete statements, we do not mention the rest of the statement there. Okay. Now the next one in this rising tune. All closed-ended questions where the answer is yes or no, only these two. For instance, are you interested? Is it possible? Does she come? Is she happy? In all these cases, the tune rises in the form of a question. It is inquiring the information or trying to know the information. Polarity questions are closed-ended questions. Right. And the third one, we also use question tags in a rising tone. In a similar case where we used question tags in the falling tune. And they are, isn't it? Aren't they? They are coming tomorrow. Aren't they? He is visiting us tomorrow. Isn't he? She is learning keyboard. Isn't she? So, to know the information or to confirm whether the statement is correct or not, we use a rising tune. Okay. Now, the other type in this rising tune is in the case of greetings, apologies, or in the case of partings and encouragement, we use rising tune. For instance, for example, hello, hi, how are you, how do you do? All these are greetings where the tune is rising. Similarly, in the same way, we use rising tune in the case of partings. When you take leave from someone, you part from somebody. goodbye, see you, bye. You see, all these words, they have a rising tune. All these phrases or all these expressions have a rising tune. Observe the other type, that is encouragement. While encouraging someone, take heart, be brave, do not lose heart, fear not. In all these cases, again the tune is rising, it is not falling. The tune here is encouraging or cheering the other person or cheering the opposite person. Okay, and in the case of apologies, we use rising tune. How? For example, for instance, excuse me, I beg your pardon, sorry, all apologies. Likewise, falling tune and rising tune are used in different situations to convey different feelings and different moods of the speaker. Okay, I am now going to the third one, that is falling rising tune. Falling rising tune. I told you it is in the shape of an alphabet V. For instance, adverbs. We use lots of adverbs in our day-to-day life. And these adverbs, they fall and rise when used in a sentence. Usually, regularly, daily, occasionally, frequently, generally. So all these are used in a falling rising tune. He reads newspaper daily. She visits her relatives occasionally. I go to my parents frequently. I write my diary regularly. You see, regularly, daily, generally. The tune is falling and rising. Okay. Now the fourth one, that is rising and falling tune. Rising and falling tune. For instance, when we talk about relations, the tune is rising and falling. Mother, father, brother, sister. So it is rising and falling, and the tune used here in these relations is that. So we can give as many number of examples as possible for this intonation. Let me give you some more. For instance, for example, can I have a ride? You see, this is a polite request, and we are using a rising tune here. We are not using a falling tune. Can I have a ride? It becomes a sort of, it is not very polite if we use falling tune in the case of requests. Requests are made politely, courteously. So, can I have a ride? Question mark, rising tune. May I help you? Question mark, rising tune, polite request. Could you help me? Rising tune, polite request, courteousness. It reflects courteousness. Can I have a ride? Is politeness. I can have a ride. This may be a neutral tone and there is no politeness in this. The third one, come, have a ride with me. Again, rising tune. Offering someone a sort of opportunity. Offering somebody to have a ride with me. Imagine I bought a new bike. So these are the three types of statements that I make. My friend may ask me, can I have a ride? Politely. And the same friend can also say, he is my friend, I can have a ride. It can be neutral, it can also be falling tune, which is not very polite. Come, have a ride with me. See, I have bought a new bike. Come, let us go for a ride. Rising tune, out of enthusiasm, it's a new bike, so I want to show it to my friend. We want to go on a joy ride. Joy ride. Okay. Similarly, in a sentence like, she is beautiful. You see? Rising tune. That means when someone is appreciating the beauty of that particular lady, we use rising tune. She is beautiful. Now look at the second sentence, the change in the modulation or intonation of voice. She is beautiful. It is as if I am questioning, is she beautiful? Do you say she is beautiful? I don't know. I don't know. Similarly, in the first place we have used rising tone. In the second statement we are using rising falling tone. She is beautiful. And it can also be used in a neutral tone where we say she is beautiful. Meaning she may not be very beautiful, but yes, she is beautiful. She is also beautiful. It conveys that sort of meaning or that kind of meaning. I am going to another example where the stress is mentioned on different sentences in one example. And the stress markers here are, take my dog for a walk in the park. First sentence. And the stress here is, take my dog, not something else. In the second sentence, the stress marker is on the walk. Take my dog for a walk in the park. Don't make it run in the park. Only just a walk in the park. Last sentence, take my dog for a walk in the park. The stress marker is on park. So don't take it to some general store or to some, shopping mall. Just take it to a park, because if it goes to a shopping mall, it gets irritated. It irritates you, it also irritates others. So don't take it to a shopping mall, take it to a park. Now you see, these are the examples that we give. And another very common mistake in this is something to do with pronunciation more than modulation of voice. Most of the Indians use English words with different sorts of pronunciation. And here is a North Indian who is talking to his guests. He is inviting them to come into his hall. And this is how he is inviting them. Come, come, snakes are waiting for you in the hall. They were surprised. They were taken aback by listening to that. All that he was trying to say was, snacks are waiting for you in the hall. You see, snacks have become snakes and hall has become hole. What damage pronunciation can do in sentences or spoken communication, connected speech. We need to be very careful about the modulation of voice, and not just that, even proper pronunciation and stress of these words or syllables at different places. Well, an Indian went to Australia. I have already given this example in one of the sessions. I am trying to repeat that example. An Indian went to Australia and he joined his job there in Australia on the first day. And the Australian is asking this Indian, have you come here to die? Indian was taken aback. She was surprised. What? First day? It's an auspicious day for me, a very, very precious day for me, and I have joined my job, and this man is asking me, have you come here to die? All that he was trying to ask was, have you come here today? See, day has become die. So pronunciation is equally very, very important in addition to intonation in the spoken communication. Likewise, the other common problems in pronunciation are manifold. So viewers, remember all these intonation examples, beginning from falling tune to falling rising tone or rising falling tune, and use them in your day-to-day communication. Well, fluent English is not speaking language very fast. It is speaking language with proper pauses, with proper intonation or modulation, with proper rhythm wherever necessary. And most importantly, we should make the listener comfortable and convenient. If the listener is confused, the very purpose of communication fails. What is the purpose of communication? The purpose of communication is to express, is to convey ideas, views, opinions, to send the message across. If the very message is not properly sent, the purpose is defeated completely there. Therefore, hence, we need to speak language with proper pauses, with proper rising and falling tune, with proper rhythm wherever necessary, and diction, and we call it as we call the same intonation as modulation, and that makes the speaker, that makes the listener comfortable. We listen to these people who work for different kinds of MNCs. For instance, a person who is working in a particular telecom organization, they keep receiving calls, number of calls in a day, and so at times they are impatient because in a day the calls go up to 100, 150. So the moment they pick up the receiver, the response of the executive will be, hello, I am Ramya, how may I help you? You see? Or good morning, I am Ramya, how may I help you? Now this sentence is something very fast, and the listener may find it very difficult to understand. What she is trying to say there is, hello, I am Ramya, how may I help you? Or hello, I am Ramya, how may I help you? Very politely, very courteously. But because of the many number of calls or n number of calls they receive in a day, they grow impatient, and that's how they speak with such kind of pace in their language. This is all about intonation that I have for you for today. I hope the session has been useful and meaningful to all of you. Thank you for watching.